Welcome to the Profitability Podcast. I'm Joey.
And I'm Mackenzie.
Join us as we explore success in business and life, proving that while finance may not feel sexy, profitability is. All right. Welcome back to the Profitability Podcast. Today we have Joyce from Investrio, and I'm going to let her introduce this platform to you, but we've been trying to coordinate getting you on the podcast for a couple weeks now because we're so excited to finally have somebody in the accounting and finance world who is actually creating something for the finance girlies and just the girlies in general, but to help alleviate some of the burden of finance. This is a match made in heaven. We're so happy you exist. And I just can't wait to introduce more people to what you're doing and how you're doing it. But before we do all of that, Joyce, tell us a little bit about you and what you're doing over at Investrio.
Thank you so much for the intro, and I really appreciate being here. My name is Joyce, and I'm co-founder and CEO at Investrio. We are a women-founded fintech, Latina-founded fintech, actually. We're super excited to be building an AI-powered accounting software. All that really means is for solopreneurs out there, if you're connecting to our software, we're helping you do automated bookkeeping. We're helping you with cash flow management, reporting, tax prep. So at the end of the year, it's as easy as download a report, send it to your accountant. And, we love to work with the Profitability Project. So we're always forwarding you business. But if you're out there as a solopreneur, we're here for you. We've already built an entire community around the software as well. So we're a little bit more than just accounting at this point.
I love it. It's so great. And talk to us about how did this come about? How did you get into this? Was entrepreneurship always the plan? What led to founding Investrio?
Yeah. I don't think entrepreneurship was always the plan, but it always became the medium. Before I was at Investrio building this company, I was actually at another fintech. And before that, I was on Wall Street. So I started my career on Wall Street at Goldman Sachs. I was a trader in the front end of the curve, doing sales and trading there. Really exciting stuff doing front end trading. It's really just moving bips over and over. And I just saw that job getting automated. No joke. I literally was like, wow, this job is like very simple. Numbers are going in, numbers are going out. I want to join the automation that is going to disrupt this business. And I saw that through trading algorithms. And so I went to a startup called Quantitative Brokers. They were building trading algorithms for the fixed income world. And they were early stage startups. So that's where like my love for startups really became a thing. Yeah. I joined them. We were a very small team. I was probably the fourth woman on the team. I was there for 5 years, built that startup all the way to acquisition. And so really saw how quickly we can build a company from the ground up and get it acquired. And so I love building and I love solving problems and I love building brands and marketing it and making them cool. And so that's what I did at Quantitative Brokers. And towards the end, after the acquisition, I was like, wow, I really want to do this again, but I want to do this for me. I want to do this for somebody I care about, for a mission that I'm passionate about. And so I turned to social media and I started talking about financial literacy. And at first it was financial literacy for Latinos. Then it became financial literacy to get people out of credit card debt. And that's when I realized the problem here is that solopreneurs get themselves in debt for not understanding their cash flow and unfortunately don't have a plan out of it. And so our first iteration of the tool really was a little bit different than what it is today. But we found our way working with solopreneurs, eventually with women solopreneurs, and connecting with them deeply. I was a solopreneur when I got started. My co-founder, Laura, was also a solopreneur in the fashion world. And our third person, a full stack engineer, Sean, he was also a solopreneur as a developer. And so we were like, wow, we're just building this thing for ourselves. And every once in a while we put on if we were solopreneurs again, how would we want it? So that's how we built Investrio, really as a helpful tool, and the community came across as an organic way to reach really our people.
I love that. And I feel like entrepreneurship is never the plan, at least in my experience. And when in talking to other people, that's very rarely the path that we set out to go. But you never know. Sometimes it happens. And so I always find it interesting of how do people land in this, because it's a little bit insane. it's a little insane of what we do on a daily basis. And you have to be highly motivated to keep moving through it. So not surprised in the slightest that you've done this a couple of times now, but very cool that you were in with Goldman Sachs and at Wall Street and all those things. You obviously know what you're doing. So this is great.
I've never been an accountant, at least not yet.
Well, there's room for you.
I'll leave that to you.
We're needing some more, so feel free to join that bandwagon. So this is great. So really, like, you've got a couple members helping you build this. You're developing it, and this is still early phase. Like, I feel really cool that you're here and talking about this, and we get to kind of show everyone that we knew about this, before launch. Talk to us about the process of, beginning stages to where you are now, and kind of fill everybody else in. You were telling me a little bit earlier, but tell everyone kind of game plan, next steps. Where are you at in the process?
Yeah, we're so excited. We're about to launch on the App Store. We did a private beta for about a month and a half, and we had over 150 solopreneurs on it. We learned so much. We learned what they didn't like. We learned the numbers. We learned where there were gaps in our software and improved them. But essentially, by working with the solopreneurs, we were able to improve the software as well. And then on the flip side, we learned that accountants and solopreneurs, or accountants and bookkeepers, better yet, also want new tools, also are looking for new solutions that make their lives easier. And so when they saw us about to launch, they asked, what about us? Can you help us too? And so, not to share too much, but that is a group of entrepreneurs that we also want to support by building them better tools. And I think that also allows them to expand their business. And so it's a win-win, right? The solopreneur gets better servicing, ideally at a more affordable price. And then the entrepreneur, bookkeeper, or accountant, whether they have a small business or a growing business, they also have access to better tools that leverage AI to support them. So we're really excited to be about to launch and really about to support so many more people.
That's so fantastic. And really, by the time this episode is released, the goal is that we are there and we are launched. And so
Absolutely.
That's so exciting. Yeah, I love what you said about AI. I mean, maybe it might feel a little counterintuitive that we as accountants would bring on a founder who is literally out on a mission to automate a good chunk of our jobs. And, you even mentioned it when you hopped on, like, is there anything that we need, you want me to be careful of? And especially in accounting, in finance, we get such a bad rep for being old school and behind the times and not really loving change. And I'll admit, I don't love change. Generally speaking, I'm a pretty, I love routine and being able to expect things, but I love the direction that AI is going for finance, and there is such a need for it. Finance and our systems in finance are archaic, and they always have been. And maybe that's because of who was running the industry. I don't know. Or we just are the redheaded stepchildren that get forgotten about, the middle child that no one really wants to talk about because finance isn't always that sexy. But we need it. We need to automate these things. There are better ways, and especially with the small business boom that we've seen since COVID, solopreneurs need good systems to help them get started so that they can scale. And we love that Investrio is helping provide that, because it does make our lives easier. It does make our jobs easier if we step in later on or early on, whether you're making my job more efficient or I'm cleaning up a lot less heartache from years and years of that early phase business. We're thrilled that someone is taking care of these people in an affordable and, hopefully foolproof way so that they can succeed long enough to then come around and hire us, right? Like, that's a win-win, as you said. So I would love to hear more about that and working with accountants and bookkeeper. What has the response been like? Is it a mix of both? Are people in our field excited about this? Is there a demographic that is, and then a demographic that isn't? Like, what's been the response?
Yeah. I just want to highlight a couple of things from your last comment. So there are 42 million solopreneurs out there. There has been an undoubted like small business boom. That number is expected to double by 2027. We don't have that many accountants, right? And you still have to file taxes. You still have to get the books ready. So what's shifting in AI, what's shifting in the workforce, right? Downstream, there is this other impact where you're not able to keep up with the amount of demand that's about to come. We do need better tools to leverage like the amount of work that you're about to expect.
Yes.
And so it's sort of like building before it hits, but
yeah,
literally that's what we're seeing, right? So we're building before the problem gets out of control. And we talked about right before tax season, it was extremely challenging. You had, a lot of clients, which is awesome, but it's also like, how can you do that at a more efficient way? Can you 10x it, right? And the way to 10x it is with AI. And so, in the past, as I mentioned, I helped automate my previous job because I know how to do analysis on another level that I didn't really need to sit there and click so many times. And so I let technology help me advance and scale. And it's the same thing that we're seeing now in accounting. It's the same thing that we're seeing in other parts of finance that have traditionally, as you mentioned, been forgotten, have not been automated, have not been, changed in so many years. It's time to ask ourselves, can we do this a better way? Can I service my clients a better way? Can they self-service in a better way? And I think one of the things that is the outcome of Investrio, and we love AI bookkeeping, we love AI powered accounting, but truly a solopreneur doesn't have a W-2. Yeah. Accessing capital is extremely challenging, especially right now in this economic environment. It is very challenging. So if you're a female, like let's say photographer, booming business, 100K, let's say, you're really doing well in your business, but you want to get a business loan or you want to get a credit card or an extension of your credit card, or better, you want to get a mortgage.
Yeah.
You don't have a traditional W-2. You rely on accounting. You rely on having solid financial tools in place so that you can go to the bank with, confidence that you can get that mortgage, right? Nonetheless, like with a partner or whatever. But what I'm trying to say is that it's so important for a solopreneur to get their finances just right. And if it can be done at an affordable price, if it can be done with, leveraging other accounting services like yourself as a professional, overlooking some of it, but not always having to manage one by one.
Yes.
That's the importance, right? And so we're seeing a lot of accountants, especially the younger generation of accountants, they're embracing it with open arms. They see the opportunity. And then you have some of the older accountants who are like, no, get out of here. I like to do this. Like, I will never change my software books.
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, that's not for you. That's fine.
Right.
That's not for you. Like the internet wasn't built in a day. And like, we know AI is going to take some time to get adoption. That's okay. But for those who are ready, we're here for them.
Yeah. I love it. I love that so much. Yeah. We are such fans of, there are so many pieces of our job that can and should be automated, obviously with the caveat that it's accurate and doing what it should, right? It has to be correct, especially in our world. But if it can do that and it can do it well, like you said, I mean, already we're seeing accountants at capacity, and we are on track to lose 75% of our US accountants in the next 10 years. Yeah. Meanwhile, as you said, we're about to double the businesses and small business owners who need help. And so we have to get on board with automating the other, smaller pieces of our job so that we can do the bigger, more important pieces of our job and do it well and take care of those 42 million small business owners that are heading our way. And so that's why we're such big fans of AI. And I really do believe that AI can help you fall back in love with your job, regardless of what industry you're in. You can help it fall in love. It can help you fall back in love with your job. It's not there to replace you. This isn't something we need to be scared of. It's not something that needs to cause us anxiety. As long as we can learn to adopt it and move and change with it, then I think it really will be a win-win for our clients and for us. I think it will make some of maybe the more tedious parts of our job go away. Hopefully, that would be great, right? So
100%.
super, super good. Okay, so switching gears just a little bit from Investrio, tell us, as our female founder that we're highlighting this month, tell us what advice you have for women who are trying to start something, or maybe just getting started. They're not sure if they should do it, and they're just wanting a little bit of guidance. What is, maybe a piece of advice or your favorite piece of advice to give women in that situation?
Best piece of advice that I've ever received as an entrepreneur has to be do small experiments all the time. All the time. So
Yeah.
I'll tell you a fun story. So the community that we have today, we have a community of over 500 women on a WhatsApp channel.
Yeah.
We get together once a month for coffee. I buy the coffee, by the way. If you were ever in New York, I would love to buy you a cup of coffee. Come to our community. It is truly an amazing place to connect with other women, chat about business. Partnerships have come out of this. Employment has come out of this. Business has come out of this, which is fantastic, right? It happens in such an organic way. The way we got here was basically an experiment. It just so happened that we posted online and we're like, hey, anybody want to grab a coffee? Talk about business. If you're a solopreneur in New York City, let's chat. That was an experiment. It just happened to pop. It just happened to take off. It's been 7 months of running that experiment and it's amazing. It's just grown and paid so much in dividends, right? And I've really seen like the florist and the wedding caterer come together, or the photographer, as I mentioned, and a fitness trainer come together. And as women, we're community builders. We're natural community builders.
Yep.
And so just putting everybody in the same room with the same intent, it's super low ego. It's a safe space. I've been told it's the best networking event that they've been to, or it's the first networking event that they've been to, that they've like felt that way.
Yeah.
So running little experiments will help you get to like that product market fit, will help you find your audience, will help you navigate the business. So that's just one experiment, right? Running social media campaigns, different ads, different landing pages, but running experiments and then always measuring them. What's the impact? What's the true, like, how many views did it get? How many likes did it get? Did it really reach the right audience? All of it has to do with the little experiment. So if you're on the edge about to start something, thinking about it, first of all, do it.
Yeah.
Like, if you're scratching the itch, go right ahead. Let's scratch it all the way. Like,
Yes.
Go do it. Like, launch the damn thing. It's not pretty at first. I failed multiple times, but here I am. You just got to last. You just got to keep going. You just got to keep trying. But it's all about doing the little experiments, right?
Yeah.
Even the name Investrio was an experiment. I was like, let me just try this out. And then ended up sticking. I don't know, like things like that. So if I can tell myself or anyone out there in a younger version, or like just trying to start a business, just do it. What's the worst that can happen? You're going to try it again and again and again.
As women, life demands a lot from us, but there is no reason for you to put your business goals on hold. At the Profitability Project, we understand that your business can't be your whole life. Balancing personal life and work is always hard, and we want to help you make the most of every day. We are here to craft financial strategies to help you achieve the lifestyle you want. With options ranging from online courses to done-for-you services, you'll discover new ways to maximize profitability, streamline your operations, and take the guesswork out of taxes. We have what you need to take your business to the next level. Interested? Learn more about the Profitability Project at theprofitabilityproject.com. That's theprofitabilityproject.com. Get ready to grow your business without sacrificing your entire life.
Well, what I really love about that is there's almost, even just in calling it an experiment, it almost takes a little bit of the pressure off of this fear of failure that we so often run into, where it almost feels like just a mindset shift of, if I'm calling it an experiment, you never fail at an experiment. You're only learning from experimenting, right? There's You get a result, you test a hypothesis, it is either true or it's untrue. End of experiment. There's no failure of it didn't work out. And so I love that, even just calling it a little tiny experiment feels a little bit less like, oh, I have to commit to having a successful business from day one and all my friends are going to see, or, whatever. It's just, I'm just experimenting. I'm just going to try something.
Yeah.
All of a sudden it feels a little bit easier. But as we know, it is so easy to try something and feel like it's going to, do something specific. And then when it doesn't, it's inevitable for a business owner. But tell us about how you continue to experiment when things maybe go sideways or not as you expected, maybe even time and time again.
Yeah. Oh, I flopped so many times. And it's so like, I will be shameless about it. We failed. The first time we built Investrio, we built it as a credit card debt tool. And we were really helping people get out of credit card debt. We helped clear over $1 million. But guess what? There is no way to make money on that business.
Yes.
Right. I couldn't even find it in my heart to charge people for like the consultations, the support, nonetheless, the subscription to the app. So call it what it is. And it was an experiment that didn't go right. I failed it and on to the next thing. Right. And that app still exists today within the Investrio app. It's still a feature that people want, but it's not the main feature. Right.
Yeah.
And so in failing, I learned something and then I'm still able to apply that lesson here today. If I hadn't learned it or come through with it and figured it out, I wouldn't have been able to continue pushing. I wouldn't be here today. Right. So yeah, there are times we post things and if it completely flops, we might just delete it and it's totally fine. Like we've tried campaigns before, they don't get as much attention, or we tried features before, they don't really stick and people don't really want it, and that's fine. You have to be persistent. Like persistence is a different story, but flopping, it's just a lesson. It's literally just a lesson. And as an entrepreneur, you have to earn like the stripes. You have to learn the scars. You have to earn them over time because they make you stronger. They're going to support whatever's coming soon next, right? Today I have to, it's an exciting moment for us. We get a lot of attention. We're building, this app and it's about to launch and we have 500,000 views. We just got featured on Forbes. Fantastic time for us. But that's not the truth 2 years ago when I was sitting in my garage just yapping on the internet and nobody saw that content.
Right.
Exactly. It was embarrassing.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, I'm so glad that you pointed that out because it really is, everyone sees the Forbes and everyone sees the launch and everyone sees the group of 500 women, which is hard earned. That is not worth, nothing. That's worth a lot. And you have put a lot of effort in, but it's important that when we're looking at especially other people or doubting ourselves, that we remember the context behind getting into Forbes and getting, all of these successes that you've had, that there were sometimes years or dozens of experiments, thousands of experiments, as you said, that quote unquote failed. But I loved, it's so funny to me that you said we built this app as a way to get out of debt. There was no way to earn money on it. And so it was a flop. It was a failure. And in the same sentence, you said we helped get rid of over $1 million in debt. And even if that's not the path that you ended up going down, and maybe you didn't make any money doing it, okay, so it didn't do what you expected, but you changed people's lives, and that's your biggest failure.
No, that's not the right way to frame it, for sure. And it helped us. So it flopped in a way like nobody wanted that tech. Nobody was willing to buy that tech, right? So that tech flopped. Its impact, undeniable. Its support absolutely helped us get our first investor. So we went through Techstars Economic Mobility last year in New York City. We have, we're backed by a venture capital firm. So Techstars and Samvid Ventures family office. So we know that there was true impact. And I would 100%, I would do that business if there was a viable way to grow its scale. And I think there is through a nonprofit route. And I think if somebody's listening to this and you're looking to do a nonprofit, sign me up. Like, I'm happy to advise. I'm happy to support somehow, somewhere with the tech. But that wasn't what I was looking to do, right? I was really trying to help people move economically. And I do think that moving economically doesn't always mean credit card debt. It means also building wealth, forging a path ahead,
Yes.
right? And so the arrow in Investrio is really for moving up. It's moving towards the right corner. Investrio is really supposed to help people get out of credit card debt into investing. And today is just a little bit different. It just looks a little bit different. It's still forging ahead a path in that direction, but we do need a new name, most likely.
Yeah.
That's a different story.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think, my point with all of that being that it's so easy to get into our heads, and we try and talk about this a lot on the podcast, but it's so easy to get into our heads that something is good or it's bad, it's a success or it's a failure. It's one or the other, and just because it wasn't the right fit and not the right direction for Investrio doesn't mean in any sense that it was a failure, even if you ended up pivoting and changing directions totally. And from an outside perspective, it's so easy to see that. So if you're in your head about a current, past, or future failure, anybody that's listening, is often helpful to just talk it out with someone, because usually they can see the lessons learned or the stripes earned, or the education that experience brought you, and that usually makes it a little bit easier to swallow and a little bit easier to keep going, I think.
100%. And I know that's what I love about having this community around us. There are some entrepreneurs in the community, they have multi-million-dollar businesses.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, oh, wow, like that, you can do that as a solopreneur. Like, that's amazing, right? Like, even for me, I was, shocked and surprised and excited. And then I learned so much from them.
Yeah.
They're seasoned entrepreneurs. I surround myself with mentors as well. The women in our community are as much as mentors to me as I am to them, but I learned so much. And I think anyone that's done it before, absolutely just listen to what they have to say, right? Like, they have so many more lessons ahead of you. They've done it before.
Yeah.
I think that makes a huge difference in your building journey. So yeah, it's all pivoting. It's all mentoring. I think it's all part of the journey, the process.
Yeah, I love it. And I love what you said, that we're community builders naturally. I've seen that time and time again, and it really does make all the difference. It really makes everyone a little bit better all the time. And like you said, my mentors, sometimes I mentor them and sometimes they mentor me, or there's plenty out there that are just my mentors and have nothing, to learn from me. And I try and turn around and pay that back in other ways. And it really does bring such a different aspect of business to the game that is really, truly so rewarding and so worth it. So, okay, Joyce. Well, I'm so thrilled for you. Thrilled that I'm thrilled for me too, honestly. Selfishly, I'm really excited for you to launch, but I am so happy to hear that you guys are just right there, ready to go. We cannot wait to get involved and get this product out to some of our clients, or hopefully future clients. And we love that you have founded this and also just paved such an incredible path for other women who are wanting to get into business in general, but especially tech. That is such a male-dominated area. And so I love that you're out there and you're doing it on a daily basis. You and your co-founder, your whole team, we're just so thrilled to watch you guys do it, and grateful to be able to see the journey from the sidelines. We're cheering you on for sure.
Thank you so much. No, we're fighting the fight. Less than 2% of capital goes towards female founders.
Wow.
And so I think that's a number to highlight. At any opportunity I get, I try to highlight it just to show the kind of battle that truly it is, to be a female founder. And so it's not easy. It's not a paved road. And so if you are one of them trying to build, keep going. It's not you. It's the way the system has been built generally, but you have to keep going. And I'll say that 0.05 is for Black and Latina founders. And so it's a very small percentage. So
wow.
Raising capital truly is a challenge. And I think anyone building tech nowadays sees, that truly as a potential like hurdle they have to get through. But don't let that discourage you. If you have your idea, bring it to life, breathe life into it, and go build.
Yeah. And honestly, I don't know if you're this way or not, but I hear stats like that and it's like even more motivating. I almost get angry. I'm like, let's go. We got to go fix that. We got to go do.
Sign me up. No, my co-founder and I both felt the same way. And actually, she's ex-VC. So she used to be an investor in London. Fun fact, we met online. And when we met, she was like, well, I would just quit my job and leave London and let's build this thing.
Okay,
yeah. Cool. I'll quit my Wall Street job and let's go build this thing. Kind of like that. That was actually how the conversation went. And then we started building, and we already knew these stats. We already knew the kinds of challenges that were coming for us.
Yeah.
But like you said, we didn't let it defeat us. We could have said from day one, actually, that sounds really hard. Like maybe let's just not do that. Let's do something else, fashion, or maybe do something service related that we can like generate capital right away. But no, we saw that as like, let's go do it. Like there are very few women that look like us doing it. That might be it. That might be the difference that we need. So here we are, female founded Latina fintech.
I love that so much. Congratulations. If you, obviously we wish you the most monetary success, but if for whatever reason you don't reach those goals, I hope that you always have that at the forefront of look what you did, and think about just the generations that you're truly impacting and just making it a little bit easier for the next person and a little bit easier for the next person after that. Like that is a legacy that is worth so much more than any other, any revenue goal. That is truly incredible. So congratulations on all of this. Anything else that you would like to share with our audience or with us before we let you go?
No, just make sure your numbers are clean, on point. Know your cash like at any given point. If you need a tool, contact us. If you need a tax provider, contact Joey. Oh yeah, that's all. Thank you.
I love it. I love it so much. All right, Joyce, tell us where we can find you. Where is the best way to either get a hold of you or learn more about what you're doing at Investrio? And again, highlight who should be looking into Investrio when you have launched.
So Investrio is for the solopreneur and small business owner, ideally a service-based business. We will be launching in the App Store very, very soon. But in the meantime, if you are dying for access, you can contact us on our social media or through our website for access to beta. It will all work at the same way in just a couple of days. But you can contact us at www.investrio.io or follow us on social media. Where Instagram, we're mainly active at investrio.io.
Fantastic. Great. And you are active on social media. I see you there all the time, making so many great educational posts, even outside of, information about the platform. So definitely worth a follow. Even if you're not needing Investrio at this time, which chances are you are, but just even if you're not, give Joyce a follow. She does great work. And like I said, we're just thrilled to be able to cheer you on from the sidelines and finally have someone fighting the good fight for finance technology to get it up to the 21st century. So thank you for all you do. Joyce, thank you so much for joining us today. And we will put all of your information in the show notes for people to give you a follow.
Super. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for tuning in to the Profitability Podcast. For more business and finance content, follow us on Instagram at The Profitability Project LLC or visit our website at theprofitabilityproject.com.